Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. What is this, like 31 or something like that? 30. Ooh, 30. That was a good year for me when I turned 30. Of the Best Tea Show. Two best teas, and one is coming in virtually, and one hot sip. So now we do have a guest today, and she'll be joining us around 8:40. I want to give you some of a recap of the weekend before Kira joins. So basically, Friday night we all were supposed to go and see Mr. Midnight perform. There was a blues show at Lauren's Seafood Lounge. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Yeah. And it was a great show. It was a lot of different blues artists there. The band Special Formula was there. If you heard of them, they tour all over the country. And I'm not a big fan of blues music, but I love storytelling, and the stories are good. So shout out to him. You did a great job. Great job. Can't wait to see you on some more things. Hopefully you'll be performing at the Empower Her Expo. And Ja will send you that contract. Okay. Secondly, so then Saturday came and we did the podcast live. Ja, did we already drop that stuff from the pool party? So did we actually put the show up on YouTube already? Okay, it's on there. So it's a clip. No, we need to show everything. The single guy that was doing 29 laps, okay? He got up close and personal, and it was not what I thought from the body away from the pool. But shout out to Gene.com. Shout out to everyone that was a part of this private pool party. C2 Digital that sponsored us being there and going live. Carmen from One Answer Away Bail Bonds, who actually let us occupy her tent to do our show. Um, Even though, Carmen, I got to tell you, I'm not sure if you watched the show or not. The fact that the crabs was 4 hours late that you had to cook, I wasn't too happy about that. But other than that, it was great. You looked great, and we appreciate you. But next time, just be on time for the crab pot. But yes, my brother Gene.com was there. C. Von Zell stopped through, our IT black billionaire tech, and it was a lot to see. Some handsome men out there, some interesting and nice looking ladies out there too. Didn't see anybody making a love connection exactly because it was like the men were mature and older, and the women all looked like Sexy Red the rapper. If you don't believe me, you're going to definitely have to go into the comments. And you definitely have to take a look at that because that was something to see. That evening followed with another evening private party that was hosted by Capiche, and it was a nice party as well. Ran into a lot of people. Shout out to Dawn Lopez, Eddie E Dub. Oh my goodness, so many people. Like I can't even like get them all in. PK Tequila was there. Just a lot of faces of a lot of great Black entrepreneurs that are really doing their thing, not only here, West Coast, East Coast, just everywhere. So it's always nice to get with people that are your peers that are kind of doing the same positive things in the community that you're doing, have some of the same ideas and goals that you have, and how it can come together with a lot of love and no hate. Well, maybe just a little. And then moving on to Sunday. Sunday was the R&B picnic. Our very own Gene.com was there. Our very own Dr. Doom was there, who was also the DJ for Nephew Tommy on tour. I think he's on tour with him now. Just does a lot of great things, city to city. He's also the Funk Fest DJ. Brought me into this R&B picnic with TEG Entertainment, and wasn't sure how that was going to turn out the first time, where it was the R&B picnic and Cooler Fest. So you pay to get into the park and hear music from DJs from everywhere. DJ Jet. Shout out to DJ Tracy Storm. When she hit the stage, I can see why her name is Storm, because baby, she was everything. And the wind brought everybody to the front of that stage, from dancing, the Cupid, to everything you could possibly name, to the dedication to our very own station DJ Funkmaster Flex. I'll mention it again, who passed away not this past Friday, but the Friday before, at an event in Connecticut. She really was amazing. I have to tell you, this was one of the most organized park events that I had ever went to. These guys do things from Charlotte to Atlanta to DC, and just the idea is like a big family reunion with the adults, with all the aunties and uncles, and maybe some of the grandpas, maybe some of the children that are grown up now, some of the neighbors' kids that you become a MILF for. But every walk of life was there, and it was no drama, no bad time. It was just nothing but good music good food everywhere. If you bought your food in, people had their own crab pots. They had dominoes going. They had cards going. Then we had our iHeart V101.5 tent. I say this every day and I can't say it now. And we had a couple of winners in there as well. And it was just very, very well received. Can't wait till it comes back next Labor Day. Be on the listen and the lookout for what's happening on Black Friday. That's all I'm going to say. Ivan, don't kill me. That's all I said. That's all I said. But a lot of great things to come. So, John, if it's okay, that was my weekend summed up. No, I did not. No one came in on a black stallion horse and swooped me up because I'm still a little heavy. And I didn't see any of those type of people out there, but it was nice. Maybe because I'm just not there yet. But you definitely want to be at all of the outside events because we were outside this weekend every day except Monday when I was in Hobby Lobby and doing projects that I have not finished in my home yet, like my black door. John, maybe you can get that and post that. My black door. So I'm changing my door to black because I don't know, things are kind of dark right now, but it looks absolutely marvelous. I have yellow walls on the side. My kids said it looks like I'm preparing for Halloween, so I started changing that to cream. But it's nice to do little projects around the house, in the yard, gardening. I'm not there yet. It kind of reduces some of the stress you may have, and boy, do I have lots of it. And that's all I'm gonna say. But we're gonna go on to hot topics now. Okay. Oh, Kira, where are you, honey? Kira, so we did the pool party. I talked about the R&B picnic, and just we were outside, and the weekend was everything. Outside. You know, we had a really good time. As a result of such a good time during the Mary song, which Mary song was that? And everything is you. So I decided to fall to the floor, and as a result, Kiwi, I don't know if you can see it or not. Where is it? Where is it? It's right here. Look, it looks like I have like a passion mark or something. It's all. I just noticed this morning that it was black and blue. I am not Mary. I need to stop being her. I like her. I love her. Well, let me tell you something. I wish I had a secret rendezvous. Evidently, I don't know me because if I had a secret rendezvous, I don't remember that. Like, I don't remember the meltdown that people said I had at the neighbor's house. But, who knows with me, right? Who knows? You never know my mood, especially after a gummy. Let's just keep it real. Um, they were Splashdown was nice too. I told them that Splashdown had a lot of nice men there. I thought they were older, not the pool guy up close, but I said the women were a lot of sexy reds there. I thought they were sexy reds. So, do you want to start with hot topics or shall I? Because I got some stuff for you. Okay, well, you start first then. Okay. He's officially, so he's ready for me. Did anyone send him my bio? Please. This will be my first time with a white man. Listen, he's tall. He has his Boston accent. I'm sure he smells good. If he doesn't, I can fix that. But I'm excited about Ben Affleck being single. You know, I think it could. I think we'd be a great couple. It's funny you should say that. So I was doing a dating site for someone else, right? And I used my email because she didn't have her email anything up at the time. And I'm not talking about myself because I'm going to tell you what I did for myself. So she was getting all these emails coming in, and they weren't matching her age. Excuse me. Oh, I was burped. So I Googled like what's the best dating site, and they said Bumble, and it was one other. But what I found out is none of these dating sites, and we all know I'm very frugal, some say cheap, okay? None of them are free again. And I don't feel I should have to pay to meet a man. I think someone should sponsor me on the show, like pay for a dating site for me, and I can go on the dates. I know what I'm going to put on my bio already. Well, I'm going to say serious guys only, pension preferred, or retired military. Height, I don't want you to be shorter than me. You can't be shorter than me. I really don't like short at all. But if you're short and you're slim, then you look a little taller. Most of them were. Well, I didn't have that many. Well, we won't talk about that. Children over the age of 25. Okay. You have to be single. Please, no. I'm going to put this on there. No married men. No people going through divorce. No separated men where we have an understanding. I don't want any of that shit. Okay. And if I've done business with you, you've been a client, I don't want to date you. Because if I wanted to date you, I would have told you when you were the client, right? I think. And then I think that's it without giving away some of the hot topics that I have. But yes.
We have Chuck Lonnie saying they the most single men out there.
Chuck Lonnie single?
No, like the married men.
Oh, yeah. Those are the ones that are single, for sure. For sure. Married men, separated men. Well, then you know what? Then somebody send him a nice chocolate picture of myself. I'll take a bikini shot. And I want to take Ben to dinner. I don't have much. It's going to be trade. It's going to be Dave and Buster's. But oh, I could do that. And some collard greens. Ooh, I would love to see Ben for Thanksgiving, but I know he has children. He may want to spend it with them. But maybe he wants to do something different. Just jump out the box and come to this black woman's house. Well, you have connections in LA and California and New York and some other places. See if you can make some things happen for me. I just want to do something different moving forward. So I do have a hot topic. Let me get my glasses on. When we talk about, and this is no shade to anyone. When we talk about doing something different, right? Something different. Did I save it here? Yep. So Mimi Foss from the Atlanta, what is it? Hip Hop Atlanta, whatever it's called. And she was dating for a while. You know, she has a baby with Stevie J, a daughter. That's her only daughter. She was dating Coach Ty for a long time, who's a woman. Is she a friend of yours? She likes girls now. I guess that's what Stevie J will do to you because he likes guys, they say. But anyway, she's been dating this female. They broke up, and now she's dating entrepreneur Ming Lee. So I know Ming. I don't know Ming Lee, but I know that she sold hair weave and does hair. I know that she's a model. She's a little chunky model. She's really pretty. I think she's like half Asian, Blackanese or whatever. She's a cute girl. And so I knew that Ming Lee had dated some men, like men, you know. I don't know what's happening today. I had another young lady. She put a post out and she came out the closet, I guess, and did this big thing. And I happened to see her this weekend about finding her one true love, who happens to be a woman. She's been married before. She has a daughter who's in her 20s. And I know that it's happening more now. It's more prevalent now than ever that so many women are now choosing to date women. These are women that have been married, have children, yada, 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 yada. And I'm not really there yet. I'm not understanding it. But what I do want to say to them, choose your own happy. And if that makes you happy all of a sudden, then of course roll with it. But secondly, what I will say too is you don't have to come out anymore because nothing surprises me. You want to surprise me? Wayne Brady surprised me with the whole pansexual thing, whatever he's got going on. That was a surprise. You coming out and being with a woman or women now being with women does not surprise me. It's nothing new. It's like an everyday thing in the grocery store, like the price of eggs now and chicken wings at $28. Um, Surprise to me is you're sleeping with an animal. Surprise to me is you get back with your ex-husband and his new wife, and now you guys are all in one household and you're a couple or tri-couple or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not surprised about women on women. So but I am not curious, but I'm just not understanding what is happening. I mean, I've had my heart broken more than once. Well, just no, 3 times. Well, maybe 4. Nope, four. Yeah, one was in New York, and and believe it or not, as country as this place is, 3 were in Florida. So even with having a heartbreak, even with launching and the creation of the podcast, You from a Married Side, and still feeling that sometimes you have to still do things as a mother alone and carry more weight than the man. Me, coming from the side of a breakup when I didn't know that I was broken up because I was still with the person and we were still sleeping together and having sex. Um, Even with all of that that's happened, even with my husband, ex-husband, marrying after 30 years and after 2 wives, making his 3rd wife the young lady that was his mistress and babysitter the whole entire time. I want to understand that because I just want to understand that because she's very much childlike, but that's on him. Um, and he walks around again with a dog. He's like Aaron Hall with this fucking poodle. Stop it. It shows signs of gayness. But then he's gay too then, okay? So even with all of that and men having showing gay tendencies, I still don't want a woman. And I think I don't want a woman because I'm not even pleased with oral sex. That's not my thing. I want a man, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait now for the right man. I don't want to be a side chick. I don't want to be nobody's girlfriend. I don't want men lying to me saying they don't have a girlfriend just so they can try to date me or make me feel good about my day. I don't want that either. I don't want nothing nobody else has or had. Yeah, yeah. I don't want any of that. I just want someone that's going to be honest, not have all these attachments going back in their past, and know how to move forward to their future.
Now, Chuck Line is saying I stay single before I ever be a sister wife to an ex.
That's right. Oh, well, let me tell you about the sister wife shit. All you women that have slept with my ex-husband, stop trying to be my friend. I don't want to be your friend. We'll never be friends. I don't mind doing business and being cordial, but I don't want a bestie because guess what? The besties I have now are really doing a number on me. So I damn sure don't want to have a frenemy or a sister wife. And now we've kumbaya. There will never be a kumbaya. Dude, you slept with my man when I was with him. So I will never respect you. In fact, if I wasn't going through the damage that the last broken person put me through, I would sleep with him again just to say payback because you didn't respect mine, so I can respect yours. But maybe I'll send a friend over there to sleep with him if one of my friends haven't already. So yeah, Chuck Lonnie, I am with you. What's your next topic here? It's getting hot in here. I'm just saying though, like I don't want a woman. I don't know if I want a man right now either. I don't want an animal. All I want is Mr. Bullet. And I don't want to be friends. I don't want to be friends with all your side chicks that are now your main chicks. Oh, Diesel. Diesel. So I reached out to Diesel. Did we talk about Master Dragon on the last show? We did not. We talked about it a little on the pool party. So Master Dragon, kind of sort of like a remake of The Last Dragon, but in its own unique flavor by Diesel, Kamal Hassan. I love him. I love him. And so he did a live so people could watch it live. And I always chime in when he's on because I want him to I want my son to be able to join his team eventually. I don't want my son to live in Detroit, but work on a project. And so I'm writing this thing about I love the movie. I loved everything that you did. I love how you had these different characters and how you come out of such a dark, position where you're always being a killer and this and that, and you're like this funny, creative producer with so much imagination and so much life to you with a twist that's just is just phenomenal to me. And I put this in a text on IG Live, and the young lady that's in the movie with him, she says, "Oh my God, whoever Monique Blue is just wrote us a whole paragraph." I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I don't know if he made it any better because he's like, "Oh, Monique Blue again." Monique, just message me later. Yeah, but I still think he's great. I think he's a great producer. I love to see the versatility that he shows. And you know what? I'm gonna put him next to Ben Affleck on the dating thing. Yeah, when I'm ready to date. He can come for Thanksgiving and Christmas. But if he comes Christmas, I want a gift. You guys know I'm big on gifts. I think so too. It'd be something different. I have to learn to shut my mouth and be submissive and not talk all the goddamn time. I think I could do it. Listen, I was quiet around Idris Elba, even though he wanted to do some other things. And I was so respectful, clutch my pearls with my time alone with him. And so yeah, I became shy for the first time in my life. So I know I can do it if it's someone that I'm smitten with. Okay. Mm, we should. I don't want him slamming the car door like he did with J Lo. He slammed the shit out that door. Like, bitch. I don't want that. Well, she's been through it with a lot of people, so that's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to. Oh, that's your friend. I'm sorry. Okay, so is it your turn for hot topic now? Give me something nice. I can be nice. I know who that is. She was married to. Okay. Wait, who was she married to that left her? Was it the other guy from Soul Food? I can see him. He played in Othello or Black Fellow or something like that, but I can't think of his name. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He doesn't matter. Oh, it's okay. Awesome. Hmm. Eventually, but she had a bad freaking marriage, and she probably dated somebody after that was bad too, and she never really came back to her full capacity. And they are what you call the foot soldiers for God, and they're being good stewards, and only good things will come back. And I think that's really important. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look into that. That's big. I like that. Giving back. Giving back is really important. shout out to them. Now, one thing I did not have on my hot topics, but I'll say it anyway. So I don't ask me why. I don't sleep well at night. It's probably left over from chemo and stress from work, and my mind is always doing this, and then my personal life is doing this. It's terrible. It's terrible. So I decided, which was not a good idea, I decided to watch The Deliverance with Monique, with is Audra Day. I love her singing. It's a Lee Daniels film. And so, halfway in, I remember my mom and Carrie and some other people were like, this is a true story. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I can watch it. I can handle it. It's no big deal. Because my mother, she likes to say, you really have to be grounded in your relationship with God to watch things like this and understand things like this. Because it's so easy that we see things in our day-to-day living that happen that you'll see older people and just people in general will say, that's nothing but the devil, or that's nothing but someone taking over that body or that spirit. And there are people that can actually see, I know I'm getting too deep, but they can actually see in other people when they are demonic or possess a demonic spirit about them. And it made me think about the young lady in Illinois that the police officer had shot her, and she had begun to say, I rebuke this. And she kept saying it. And then that went from, and it's almost like it was like a twitch in his nerve that made him react the way he did when he had murdered her in her kitchen, saying that she was going to douse a pot of water, which the distance was too far for that to happen. And so I watched this movie about this young woman. I don't want to give the movie away, of course, about her son, his body being taken over, being possessed by a spirit that was in the home they had moved into. And I know we were going to say this for another topic, but it just really made me think about spiritual warfare and how we have friends and we have people in our lives, and they do things that are totally out of character. Or we see people that hurt other people when you watch the news, and we kind of just say, oh, that person is sick or that person is this, but we never really dive into the religious or the spiritual warfare aspect of it. Did you see The Deliverance, and what was your thought on that if you did? Okay.
We have Miss Kels
Okay.
that it was terrible. Chuck Lonnie said it didn't live up to the hype.
Okay.
And we also had Chuck Lonnie saying that Jordan Peele should have done it.
I love everything that Jordan Peele does. I think that Lee Daniel wanted to do something that was a little different from what he's typically been doing, and probably beat Tyler Perry to the punch. And he's now made amends with Monique, and so I think it's also part of it is putting her back out there on the platform, being she has a voice and she spoke up for herself on being equitable in her earnings as well. And the one thing I did get out of that was I did go to work this morning, and I felt uneasy about some things that was happening in the workplace, and so I had a conversation with my vice president. And and sometimes when you speak about how you feel and your thoughts, people will kind of be like so adamant in staking their case. But you have to have a voice for yourself. You cannot be fearful about that voice. Monique for a long time was not getting any gigs, and she was blacklisted. But and that happened to me at one time in my career as well. But if you don't have a voice and you don't have faith that that God or Yahweh or Jehovah, whoever you pray to, is going to guide your steps and is going to be there for you through that rough time, then you will never get over your fears, especially as a Black woman, of being intimidated or accepting what things should be and not accepting things that should not. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there because we all work, especially when we work in corporate America. Things are very corporate. I was going to send y'all a picture. I was driving next to a pickup truck, and it had a Confederate flag. I can't make this up. Ja will show you the picture. She'll share it. And he had painting on the back of his pickup truck, and all over it, it said, "Fuck biting and fuck Kamala. All the world needs is Trump." I don't care who you vote for as long as you vote, okay? At the end of the day, as long as you get out and vote. But I felt that that is just carrying over the negativism to someone or a child that may be in a car. Like, why should we be subjected to see that? So there need to be some laws about that as well. So what would be your thoughts on Tyler Perry if he had did a horror or he had did something that was political and talked about race like the Obamas did? The Deliverance is horror. So what do you think about the fact that Black, especially producers, are branching out into doing horror films, but their horror films are more sort of documentaries, whether it be slavery, whether it be voodoo, whether it be anything that is spiritual warfare, anything of the unnatural. Like, do you think that's something we should stay away from? So what was the one that Jordan Peele recently did? Because I don't think that I want to make sure that I know. Was it the Cowboy Aliens? With yeah. I loved Get Out. I was a little confused with Us, but you know what? They say great artists and musicians and people, producers, they're very artsy and they think outside the box. 20% of that is a little crazy too, though. But you have to be. You have to be in order to get that, I guess to drive the audience. So, but just shout out to them. So Mary J. Blige recently said she's never met a man who has only had one woman. All men cheat. All men, whether you're married, whether you're single, whether you're married saying you're single, whether you're divorced, whether you're separated, whether you're still going back to tap that ass from your ex or your current, whatever it may be. Do you agree with that? 80%? I'm going to say 92, Kira. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that too. Even the ones that say they don't cheat, even the ones that say they're not sleeping with another woman, even the ones that do things and they lie and say I'm not interested in doing anything with anyone, and that's what it is. Don't ask me again. They're lying, and even the ones that you don't even know, because guess what? The women are too afraid to contact you, or they don't really give a fuck at the end of the day. So I'm gonna have to agree with you. And it's funny you should say that. So Lala Anthony, speaking of cheating, her ex-husband, Carmelo, he wants his name back. So he wants his name back. So there have been a lot of people, gossip columnists, people with podcasts that have men that are saying, why is it a woman doesn't want to give the name back to a man? Why is it they got to have the same name their kids have? Are they kids, if they change the name, are they kids going to wake up and be like, oh, I don't know who my mother is because now her name is different? Well, let me say something to that. Well, first of all, how do you feel about someone going through a divorce? Would you give your name back? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I agree. There was a time when I was going through mediation that my ex husband, Greg, had asked if I could be forced to drop his name. And first of all, for me, I was like, not after I changed my social security card. You know how much trouble that is, okay? Yeah. My youngest son was still young. He was still under. He wasn't even. He was 7 or 8. So absolutely, yeah, he's going through the school system. I'm not changing my name. They're not going to identify me and think that I was a baby mama and he was a jump off kid. and we have different names because of this. Because my image means a lot to me. As far as the conservative side of me when it comes to my children and when it comes down to business. Thirdly, you wasn't good for shit else but your fucking name. So why would I dare even drop that? Because I made the name famous. Like true to the game. Now you're famous. You're famous now because of me. Period. Period. So Lala, yeah, she shouldn't give up shit. And that's the least that he can do. And that's the least that he can stop asking. Because you know what? Guess what? If he decides to get another wife, period, you were the first. They're coming after you. So now there's two. There's a Miss Blue. There's a Mrs. Blue. There's a 1M Blue. But if you want the name, guess what? It's a reminder every time you see me of those leftovers and what my tastes like. So no name back. And those two beautiful sons. And I had to talk with a man this weekend who has a girlfriend. And we were talking about a situation that came up with his girlfriend that her friend all of a sudden started saying about the fact that he was on the show and doing, and us highlighting him on the podcast, and basically how you should not want to do business with women that are quote unquote important or powerful or have connections and may say they're going to do something for you. Well, first of all, I wish they were talking about me. I wish my power matched my check because it doesn't. It doesn't. And so I had discussed with the producer today. I said, sometimes you really want to ask women, other women, that in my eyes appear to have so much more than me. One, you have a man that's paying your bills or he's contributing to your household. I'm always going to be honest about myself. You don't ever have to make up a story about me or tell my story because I'm always going to tell my own. I'm always going to tell the truth. I have nothing to hide. Nothing. So I never understood why women, you have the man that pays the bills. Why are you concerned with me? Because I don't want him because I'm still not done mentally with the abuse from the last guy I was with. And I don't get abuse doesn't mean you hit me or this is why my knees black and blue. It means manipulation. It means things that you do mentally to trick women. Things you say verbally. Verbally doesn't always mean a curse. Verbally doesn't always mean they call you out your name. Verbally means I'm not doing this, and when I do this, I'm not doing that for you, or I'm not into this, or I don't want to be obligated to this. That's still a means of verbal abuse because you're speaking out something you've never spoke out before, and it's affecting me mentally. It starts verbally, it ends at that. So when I see other women in situations and they have men or they have better jobs than me, and you'll say, what is a better job? A better job means you're getting a regular paycheck or you're controlling your wages. I'm putting it out there. I don't control my wages, and I'm sure I'm not getting a check like most women on my age are doing because I'm in an art and I'm in a field of some days you're up, some days you're down. Some months you're good, some months you're not. Kira, you introduced me to this lifestyle, so you're very aware of what I'm talking about. But I just never understood why other people also have issues with women that are nowhere where they are, but they try to find ways and reasons to tear them down. And this man said to me, he says, you know what? Sometimes people will hate on you simply because with all the things you don't have going for you, you still keep going. So to all my sisters out there, amen. I And I found that out this weekend as well, which is crazy because, you try to bring as much good and positivity to everybody that you know, and yet they'll make your story for you. Don't make my story for me. Am I sad a lot of times? Absolutely. Do I wish I had a husband or someone that took me on vacations or we went on vacations together that bought me birthday gifts or a birthday card that had meaning if they couldn't afford the gift? That spent holidays with me, that I traveled with all the time, that I plant my future out with. I'm missing all of that shit. I'm missing all of that. So you ladies count your blessings and stop looking at me and looking at what you think I have, or what you think even Kira has, or what you even think the producer may have, or the smile, or this weight loss. This weight loss is not from Ozempic like my ex's wife did in surgery. This weight loss is from stress. Period. Stress. You look for flaws. Oh, she brought the immigrants here. Oh, she didn't speak up when Biden was in office. Oh, this has happened. Listen, stop looking for the flaws and why don't you research some good? I've never seen a nation and a group of people, and we blacks are the hardest on each other, where we will Google and try to find everything negative instead of Googling and trying to find some of the good to offset what we don't like and say, you know what? They don't do ABC, but they do EDF or however it's gonna go, and we have to stop tearing each other down, because at the end of the day, you're tearing me down. I'm already tearing myself down. I can do that all by myself. I don't need your help. I don't need any woman's help out there, man's help out there. So my message would be to focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on how nice green your grass is. Focus on everything that's going right in your life. Because when you start to put out negativity, negativity does come back on you when you least expect it. When you least expect it. And again, I speak my own truth. If I'm having a bad day, I let you know. I let the podcast know. If I'm upset and crying and I'm like, don't say this about this because this, I let the world know. I have nothing to hide. My mother gets me all the time about just, Monique, you just give too much. Well, I don't give too much. I give what I want to give. And what I don't want to give, you don't know. You don't know. There's a lot about me you don't even know. Okay? Do I have nights like other women and cry at night sometimes? Absolutely. And then I get lonely, and then I do things like paint a door. I've been painting one painting for 8 months, and my ex had the nerve to come over and say that shit should be a masterpiece by now, because I've been painting it that long. But you find projects and you find things. So ladies, try to be more encouraging. The winter's coming. I know you got that man, and he may not even want to be with you, but he is with you because it's winter time and it's cold. He may be, and you just don't know it. But be nicer than what you're being out there, my sisters and brothers. Okay. So I'm sorry. So you have another hot topic here. Because I have some more now. But what was you wondering about? Absolutely. Well, you were absent at one. Yeah. But yeah, it's just really hurtful when people kind of find other things. You kicked us off that. Yeah. So yeah, but you know what? Hey, at the end of the day, people are people, and you hold your head up, and it's lesson learned. So what my lesson was next time is when I'm outside, stop going everywhere. Say no to some things. Say no to some things, because everybody that invites you somewhere, they don't invite you because they really want you there. Or maybe they do really want you there. So anyway, though, I was watching a video clip, and I was listening to Brian McKnight Jr. sing his father's song. I don't know how old he is. I'm sure he's under the radar of what I'm supposed to date. But my God, he sings. Uh, I think that's the one. I'm not sure. I don't know how many kids he has. I've never been attracted to Brian McKnight at all because he looks like he gives out a lot of pee. But his son sings like an angel. Sings like an angel. We need to book his son for something. I think I want to book him for the Pink Queen Bee Gala. But if you haven't had a chance, Ja will post the clip later. Please listen to his son sing. He's amazing. Ja said, if you tell me to post another clip, I'm going to kill you. Something else that came up, and Kira, I didn't know how you were going to take this. We all need to be Craig Mack. Craig Mack. So let me tell you about Craig Mack, okay? Craig Mack died how long ago? Like maybe a couple of years ago. Why are they just now releasing his death report? You want to know why? Because black people love tearing black people down. There probably was a black person in the coroner's office that was waiting for the right time to get this out. He died of AIDS. They're saying he died of AIDS. And it's so sad. You know, we were around in that era. We hung around Craig Mack. We hung around Biggie. We hung around Christopher Williams. We hung around Puffy. I was at the first house party Puffy ever gave at his home in Jersey, that his mother was there. Uh-huh. When we could have been. That was the house in Jersey that had the pool. It was like the 2-story. It could have been. Delroy was cooking there. And I'm saying, you know, why are we now releasing this? Let this man rest in peace. Let Black Rob rest in peace. Even if he died of something that was related to AIDS, because all of them were sleeping with the same woman. And I just tell God, thank you for deliverance, that I never slept with any of them, because they weren't anything I liked. But yeah, it's just it's a shame. But Craig Mack, you know, but nobody's talking about the fact that no one's giving proceeds of his music to his children. Yeah, but we're talking about the fact that he died of AIDS. Who cares at this point? Who cares about the fact that he died of AIDS and why that's important? And who cares about the women that's dating women? And we probably already know he was gay anyway. So that part. It's raining cats and dogs in Jacksonville tonight. Mr. Albert? Who's Mr. Albert? Oh, from a movie. Okay, I didn't see that movie. You didn't see Deliverance, and I didn't see Mr. Albert. Oh, shout out to me, Alan Barks. I was watching her timeline. That whole downtown area just flooded. If that's right, if you missed that interview, at me, Alan Barks, please watch it. You know, shout out to Tracy from me, Alan Barks. Tracy, I saw you at a caviar party. We're going to talk about that. It looks great. I wish I was there. See, that's the type of hating I do. Why didn't you invite me? It looks really nice. Everybody had on flowers, and it was just really light. But I also think that that was a couples only party, and I don't like couples only parties. My friend Sean will tell you that. I think that that's boring for me because no, I think it was couples, but they didn't just show the men. It's the worst thing to be single and yet at an all couple party. But yeah, it's no fun in that. That's another thing. Put that on my Ben Affleck list. He has to come to some parties too, not just the holidays. Hey, I'll go with him and see his children too. Hey, you know what? I won't be a sister wife with his wife. Okay, one white friend for me is enough. That's Carrie. Okay, don't you try to step in Carrie's role. But I will attend. I will attend Thanksgiving dinner with him and that side of the family. I will bring my own fixings and food, like some turkey wings and some collard greens, potato salad, and a mac and cheese. I don't know what's happening over there. Okay, I don't. You know, I am part Jewish. You know, my uncle Steve was Jewish, and so I've seen all different type of foods, and I've been all different type of things. I eat yama was it? Oh, where's my aunt Kim when you need her? Yarmulke, and basically that's a spaghetti, which is weird. How can that be a Jewish spaghetti? My grandmother told me, and it's made with pork chops. Okay, we'll come back to that another time. Okay, so it's not yarmulke. If my aunt Kim is watching, she'll tell us it's some type of spaghetti. Yarmulke is a time in the Jewish religion. And shout out to that, because in October I am going to, for the first time, practice what did I say I was doing? John knows the name of it. But Rosh Hashanah, because I want Rosh Hashanah, because I want to get out of an event and it starts that day. So I'm gonna, you know, I could listen. One thing about religion, you can be with whatever religion you want, even if somebody does not agree. Okay. Um, Whatever's going to work for you is what you do. So I am. Oh, let me tell you this really funny before we wrap up and go to our guests. So my good friend Charles Griggs, he works for the mayor. He says to me, he texts me late night Sunday, I think. It was Sunday. And I'm like, okay, this is like a booty call, and I know it's not that. Well, what do you want? So I look at the text, and he's like, hey, I need 2 rounds of golf. Someone to play golf. And I said, sure, I don't use my golf. So if anyone's watching, any of you men out there watching, and you want to play golf with me, I got the rounds. So I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna what? No, period. I will. I do have that, I have an outfit for everything, even tennis, and I can't play. Why not, right? So I go up to the front community, and I'm saying, hey, I want to leave these rounds of golf for my brother, because I don't know what they would have said if I was giving it to somebody else. And they're like, okay, and I give him his name and everything, and then I said, it's a twosome. I said, what do I have left? He said, well, you have 2 more rounds left. I said, okay, I'll probably save that, and I'll probably do it myself, because we have free lessons, and I really want to get into the whole golf thing. I'm walking out. Now, I know that we talk about church and we talk about religion. I only have one bishop. And I don't care if I go every week, every year. I don't care if I've seen him in 4 years. And it's probably been more like 3. My bishop is my bishop. Shout out to Bishop Guns from St. Paul's. Who do I bump into? Bishop Guns. And I'm looking, and the first thing I'm thinking to myself, but I didn't say because I didn't want God to strike me on that day. I'm like, holy shit. So he's coming in to play golf. And I'm like, oh my God, how have you been? He's like, where have you been? I don't know the last time I've seen you. I know COVID, we had virtual church, but you haven't been on. What's happening with you? And I said, oh, I've been busy, but I have not cheated on you. I always tell him this. You're the only man of God that I will listen to. You're the only man of God that I believe in, and I follow the word with only you. So he says to me, well, I better see you on Sunday. And I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to go to Orlando. It's Jiwa's birthday. And I'm like, okay, if I'm not away working, then I'll be there on Sunday. So, you hate a busybody, right? He has this assistant pastor with him. Nice looking guy, okay? But he comes out his mouth and he says, we have something tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And I'm like, hey, buddy, I don't want us to get off on the wrong foot. Yeah, like you're a man of God. But he just said I can come on Sunday. So thank God my bishop stepped in, and he says to me, we got to take baby steps with her. Okay? One step at a time. If she says Sunday, let's leave it at that. So I'm looking at him, and I'm going to say, next time you're mind your business, won't you? So then I tell the guy there, I said, you know what? Give him my rounds of golf. Let him have them, because that's the least I can do. And that'll keep me in God's good graces. I gave the bishop a game of golf. I know, but I feel I always want to give something to him that, that he likes or could use, or even for the first lady, because when I do go to church and when I do talk to them, or when they do come to Sister Strut, when they do come to the event that I'm having, First Lady, it doesn't matter what she's doing. She comes out, she speaks, she prays over everyone. So does Pastor Kiva. But I want to stay in the good graces. And I still want to do things in the offer of tithing. And although you may say give 10% of what I'm making. Well, if I make 0, I can't give you anything last month. But consider that my tithing. And my father Woody would say, yeah, whatever. Whatever I can do that's going to buy me another Sunday. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Thank God he doesn't watch the podcast, right? Yeah. So we have our guest coming up. It's 8:55 in the next 5 minutes. Yes, our wonderful t-shirts, and I'm going to let you lead with the questions as well. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately I can hear the producer in the other room. Yeah, I can hear your whole conversation. Maybe they're talking about me, because that's happening a lot lately. I love my side view. I did not tell y'all to drink up all my Tito's. I want y'all to go to that members only vodka. Understand? Yeah, Kira, by the way, I stopped the foods and the drinks, okay? I'm not doing that anymore because I have to prepare for the gala and I just don't have it. So we're going to wrap this up and we're going to introduce our next guest. You may know her in the community. And she has coming up this Saturday, high heels and big hair. If I would have took my braids out, I would have worn an afro. Did you say something, Kira? Are you reading my shirt? Do you have your shirt on? You have your shirt on too, right? We're in sync together. Did you wear booty shorts also? Do you have a bruise on your leg like me? Then we're not in sync. I don't want anyone to make up a lie next and say that my ex came over and kicked me in the knee. We do know that because you know what? I kick his ass and so would his sister. So let's welcome our next guest. It is Kayla Mills of Kayla Mills Boutique and the producer of High Heels, Big Hair. Let's welcome her into your seat, everybody. She's going to sit in your seat. Is that okay?
Hi, Kira.
Is that okay? Oh, we're all matching. We're all twins. Twin, where have you been? Nobody knows me like you do. No. Yeah. But speaking of Mooney Long, I don't know if you knew this or not, Kayla. Do you know that her and her husband are getting divorced after 9 years of marriage?
No, I didn't know that.
They're getting, so you survived the 5 years. Some of us don't. And well, I don't ever survive 5 years in a relationship, but I did survive it in a marriage. So they're getting a divorce now after 9 years. Her husband,
Okay.
I saw a small picture of her husband. He looks like a woman. And when she made that twin thing and she said the scent of your perfume, I always thought she was with a woman anyway.
Right.
So he could be trans. I don't know. These days, nothing surprises me. But for her to make the comment, which she did on her Instagram, on Twitter, and everything, and she says, "I'm just not with any BS. I just don't want to deal with drama." You've been with him for 9 years, so surely you've been dealing with some drama. You know what the drama is. Surely he's the 85% of the men that have cheated or done something. If this is where you're at, what do you think about that?
Well, after a while, people grow apart, and we don't know what went on behind the scenes and what she dealt with. Or
we don't know what people go through behind the scenes, other than me, because I tell you everything.
Right. So we can only, go by what they say and keep it moving. We don't know, whatever they put out there about them. That's what we're gonna know. We don't know.
Now we're gonna get into the event, but we put everybody on the hot seat, especially when Kira's not here.
Right.
So have you been married before?
I have been married.
You haven't? Huh? She has her mic on.
I have one on.
Her mic is on.
I do.
How many years?
Can you hear me now? I was married for 18 years.
18 years. You might as well stay with that man. Yeah, I never knew either.
Yes, for 18 years. I don't talk about it, but
we're on the BestTea Show. And we like tea.
I was married to my children's father.
Does he live here in Jacksonville?
He does live here in Jacksonville.
Okay, and did you just grow apart, or what happened?
We grew apart.
Okay.
I have 2 older children, and I have a son, Braylon. He's 15.
Okay.
My oldest daughter should be 31 in November.
Okay, you don't look like you have a 31. Okay, you snatched there, or maybe you did Ozempic. I don't know, like my ex's wife did, but it's okay.
And I have a 28-year-old.
Okay.
So they were teenagers. I think Keena was 15 or 16, and Yasmin, my baby girl, was 13 when I got pregnant with Braylon.
Okay.
So at that time, me and my husband was considering divorcing at that time. But I got
irreconcilable.
Yes. And I got pregnant with Braylon, so we stayed together to work it out.
That always happens.
For him.
Yeah.
And so and we separated 8 years later.
You separated?
We separated 8 years later. Yes.
So you still legally married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay.
I'm not married anymore.
Okay. Because you say you separated 8 years later.
We separated and we divorced 3 years later.
3 years later.
Separation. Yes.
So during the separation, did you live apart?
We did.
Okay. So do you think that when people are separated in the house, are you talking to me? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not neat? Oh, maybe it's my shorts a little lower. My producer's giving me a little. Okay, I'm gonna just put it in here. But she's saying that
Okay.
I look sloppy. I guess. Does that look better, John? Okay. So, do you think that when people are separated for that amount of time, that they should be dating other people?
Well, a lot of times when people separate and go their separate ways, someone is always in the middle anyway.
Yes. Okay.
And so either the man or the woman got something going on. So the separation, it allows both parties to see, being apart, if we're gonna miss each other, if it's things that we can work out, give us each other some time to think about different things, finances, the children,
Mm-hmm.
if they own a company together, different things, and if it's worth it.
Okay.
And if they miss each other, being separate, a lot of people, when they separate, they realize how much they care and love about each other. So
Well,
a
everyone
lot
except
of,
my ex.
yeah. And it helps, and sometimes it
Yes.
doesn't.
Sometimes
So,
I feel that separation can go good or can go bad.
right.
And in my situation, he thought that it was a good thing to have that space to work on some things
Right.
and do things for himself.
Right.
I felt like when you're gone for a long time and you're still
Mhm.
seeing each other here and there, that someone eventually is going to miss that affection and being
Right.
with someone else. So
Right.
you're kind of opening up Pandora's box, because if you choose to say, hey, this is what I want to do,
Mhm.
then you also have to accept the fact if someone else starts dating someone else.
Right.
And we always had this thing where we would say to each other, well, and I think he sleeps with somebody else, but I
Okay.
don't. But we always had this thing where, so if I do go sleep with someone else because we're separated,
Right.
are you welcoming me back if we decide we want to be together? And the other person's answer is always no, because you
No.
slept with someone else.
Right.
But how the hell can that be no if you wanted to separate?
Right. Well, people separate thinking a lot of times that if we separate, I'm punishing that person at the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to punish them.
And it is a punishment.
Yeah.
It is. I had
Right.
to tell my ex that I'm not going to do a bid with you. It's like prison. Why you committed the murder?
Right.
Why am I in here saying it was my weapon?
Right.
And I don't want to tell on you.
Right.
So I get it.
You get it?
So you guys friends now?
Yeah, we're friends now. At first, it was really bad.
Really?
It was really bad.
Does he have a pension?
No.
Because I want to have a party where people
He
pass
doesn't
off
have
their
a
exes
pension.
to someone else. No pension, no military?
No military.
You can keep him. I don't want him.
Right.
All right. Well,
I know, right?
he's not for me, and it's okay. What do you think about me? Go ahead. Who? Kira? Kara? Because she didn't give us that tea.
No. So I was officially divorced in 2018.
2018. That was right around the corner. Yeah. I am not going to say any more for that. So let's go on to the interview, because we don't know what she was doing, he was doing.
Yeah, let's leave that alone.
Yes. Okay. But it's all right, because you know what? You're fabulous.
Yes.
You're doing big things. If you don't know Kayla Mills, you may have seen her at her boutique. You may have bought clothes from her. You may see her at R&B Bingo, because you can't get in, you can't get a table unless you go through her. Entrepreneur of events and a lot of different things in the communities. And now she is the producer of High Heels
Big Hair.
and Big Hair. And she was just recently on the news. Yes. Tell us about the event that you're doing and how did this came to be?
Okay. So in 2018, going through the transition of separation with my husband. Can you hear me?
Oh, we have an echo. We're going to storm through this technical difficulty, everyone. Okay, go ahead, Kayla. We're so sorry.
I always wanted to wear my natural hair, but being in a marriage, my husband didn't care for natural hair.
No.
Yes.
So, no.
Yes, he didn't like
no,
natural
he didn't.
hair. No. He doesn't care for natural hair at all. And he likes a nice, clean look.
Mm-hmm. So clean, like a perm?
A perm and well put together.
Does he like weaves? Because a lot of men don't like weaves,
well,
but then they'll cheat with somebody with a weave.
Right. He didn't like the weaves, but I would wear the extensions in my hair.
Okay.
Whenever I got ready.
Okay.
So, but the natural hair, no. And so when we separated, that was one of the things that I wanted to do for myself. is go natural and embrace my natural hair. So I did, and it was challenging far as being accepted. My boutique is was over in Murray Hill
Okay.
area, and
And where's
so
your boutique now?
I'm online now.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
there at that location anymore. But when I would do my banking over at Compass Bank, and
We can't mention Compass Bank because they
we
didn't
can't
buy a
mention. Oh,
sponsorship.
okay, we're not gonna mention. And so
I mess with you.
and so the first incident that happened with my natural hair was my banker didn't recognize who I was when I cut my hair off and was wearing my natural.
So did you go like natural, like bald natural, like little curls?
Probably 5
to cut all the
inches.
perm
Yeah,
and
to
stuff
cut
out.
all the
Okay.
perm
Okay.
out.
Okay.
And I'm probably about 5 inches.
Okay.
And so he didn't recognize me. And so I say, hey, it's Kayla. And he was like, oh, okay, Kayla, come on in or whatever. And how may I help you? But he kept looking at my hair. So I
Was he a white male or a black male?
He was a white male.
Okay.
But he noticed a change.
And he probably couldn't put his hand on what the change
was. And so when I got to the boutique, I left and went to the boutique, and I was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder, if he didn't recognize me because of my hair, and he was, treating me differently than he was before when I would come in to bank with them. And so I went out to another place to dine, excuse me, to do dinner with someone, and people were looking. I had on a gown and heels,
but you had this afro.
But I had this afro, and I wasn't treated the same. And I realized that it was the hair. And so it bothered me for a little while. So I wanted to talk to other women that was natural just to see if it was something that I was going through, some insecurities at the time, or what it was. But I knew that my hair looked nice. I was pretty, but then I started having some insecurities, with the way people were reacting to my hair. And then I went out to a party and had someone to tell me, Kayla, you look beautiful, but you didn't do your hair today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something to say.
And so when that happened to me, I was like, hey, I want to do a brunch with natural hair women just to have a conversation to see, what their stories are. And if they have stories similar to mine, or what, the experiences that they went through going natural, embracing their natural hair. And I heard a lot of stories that wasn't pleasant.
Wow.
And even women not being able to get jobs because of their natural hair, jobs being turned down. Their husbands or spouses, or whoever they were with at the time, wasn't embracing the natural hair with them, wanted them to get perms. So I wasn't the only one that went through that.
Now, what's concerning to me about that, and Kira, this is for you. When I hear Kayla so passionately and so emotionally talk about this, almost teary-eyed, I think about going through chemo, and I think about the worst fear I had was not the chemo. The worst fear I had was not the result of what type of breasts I would have, or what was going to happen after that, or if it was going to be radiation. The worst fear was I felt that losing my hair took away some type of beauty from me. And what made it even worse, I at the time had a friend, and he would say to me, you need to get the best wig possible, and I don't even care if I got to pay for it.
Right.
But what I don't want to see ever are your breasts or your bald head.
Right.
And that made me so, I was so hurt by that, because unfortunately I said to myself, well, if he feels this way and people are used to me wearing my hair somehow, I have to now be hot, wear these wigs and pat my hair. And I have to feel uncomfortable about who I am during that time, because how I'm perceived to people outside, and to people on social media that may follow me, or to clients that I deal with, or events that I have to attend. Kira, what are your thoughts on that with you transitioning now? And I know what you embrace, because spiritually you're just beautiful inside and out. And you will just be like, I don't care. This is me. This is what I'm doing. And you have such a beautiful soul. But do you ever see people not be able to recognize you, not really know why? or just say, hey, what's going on with your hair, and not realize you're going through something? Mm-hmm. I do. What was your husband's reaction like? Mm-hmm. Good. Good. What a sweetheart.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Correct.
And I love that about you. You look beautiful, whether no matter what style you rock. You're just
Right.
a beautiful woman altogether, inside and out. So, oh no. Wow. Well, I applaud you for
Right.
being so brave.
Yes.
And I think that's wonderful. So when we talk
Very
about
much.
high heels and big hair, tell us what the mission is, why you're doing it. And not only, I know there was some aspects of wigs and people that have gone through treatment as well, and how to treat their hair and different product. People will be there. I know that Pat Williams will be there,
Yes.
and that she's just all around Miss Cream of Nature herself.
Right.
What is it about? What will people see coming into this event on Saturday?
So when get this together.
Thank you for helping her out.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So when people come in on September the 7th, we're going to be at the Glass Factory, 601 Myrtle Avenue. The event starts at 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. So once everyone arrives, we will have tons of vendors with natural hair products. The guests will be able to go over to the table. They'll be able to explain the products and how the products work. Also do demos. Some of the salon owners will be there and be able to do demos and step-by-step demos so that the customers and the guests of the show will be able to apply the products correctly. And then we will have Pat Williams also will be there. She's doing a class, and she will have Cream of Nature models, and she's doing a class on the hair, and she's testing the hair in a solution. She was telling me about it. I've never been to one of her classes before, but she'll be able to tell you if you have dry hair or what you need, what different products you'll be able to use for your hair just by testing pieces of the hair in a chemical that she's going to have.
And
so that's going to be
that's
awesome.
great, because a lot of times we buy all these different products and
Right.
spend all this money on our natural hair. And I mean, like, I've done products. I've done a Taraji P. Henson's product. I know that Tracy Ellis Ross has one, and some of those are more expensive than others.
Right.
But it's just finding the right product that's going to give you the right moisture.
Right.
So because someone else uses the product, of course, their hair is just the curls are everywhere.
Right.
I can try it, and my hair is like curled, then it's just laying.
Right.
So that's really good information to know, that you're going to learn about your hair, and you're going to learn about your hair texture. And this is the second annual event that you're doing.
Correct.
Okay. What else will they see there?
So when they come in, also the different vendors that I mentioned. We're having a fashion show as well. And the fashion show is not going to be my regular Kayla Mill fashion show or AJ Reese, William Boston, Latanya with Know Your Worth is going to be there as well. And
so it's for men as well. This event is also for men, and there will be men fashion as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And the fashion show, we're getting having women there with natural hair, children there with natural hair, and men with their natural hair and beards.
Okay.
So we're having products there so men can properly take care of their beards and know the different steps for skin care and everything.
And that's important.
Also,
the worst thing, and I've been to R&B bingo a couple times and seen some nice looking men there, and they have the nappiest ungroomed beards. The hair is just so dry.
Right.
And that doesn't make a good recipe for a date.
Yes. And so we will have that going on. We have a VIP area just for the men. So we have a massage therapist that's going to be there. So the men would get pampered. We flipping it around a little.
So now, why did you decide to do that?
I decided to do that because I see more men now are going to the spa and getting their facials, but not many. A few men.
A lot,
but more than I have seen in the past. And it's just to encourage every man that they can get pampered, and it's okay. They just need to know and get more information and learn. And if they have someone there to show them, and the different products and different things that they can do to take care of themselves as well. And it's a health and wellness event, so we will have a doctor there.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, which doctor will you have there?
This doctor is from a clinic down in McClenny.
Okay.
So she contacted us. She's a primary doctor in that facility there. So she'll be able to come in and help. I haven't met her yet.
Okay, all right.
Do a Zoom. So once she gets to the event, because a lot of what I love about this event, I don't know a lot of the people that's going to be a part of the event, but I did enough research to know that they can be a part of. I don't know them personally.
And is there a pre-event or anything that you're launching out, or is this just basically this is going to be the event and you have the VIP?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have the VIP.
And you have live entertainment as well.
We do have live entertainment.
Tell us about that.
Local artists are going to be there. I do know one of the artists that's going to be there, Melody Man, Jay Jets, and we have two other artists there. I can't remember. Yes, and the poet VZ, the poet, is gonna be there, and we have over 70 people that's a part of this event. So maybe I should have brought a little list or
Well,
something.
no, we're going to keep everything
Yeah.
going. I know this is going to be at the illustrious glass
Right.
glass
Right.
factory.
Yes.
And you can still get your tickets. You're going to have gift bags as well.
Right.
What will some of the panel discussions be like?
Panel discussion is going to be salon owners, entrepreneurship, financial health and wellness. We're going to have some barbers there as well, and Pat G um, with Cream of Nature
Okay.
is actually having her own panel.
Okay.
So her class will last an hour and a half, and that will start at 2:45. So for the ones that want to
And
know about
she is
that.
very knowledgeable
Right.
when it comes to natural hair.
Right.
She is remarkably talented when it comes to color hair. I mean, I've
Right.
never seen someone that their color is just so perfect every
Right.
time you see her. Her
Right.
curls are so perfect every time you see her. And so Pat is not just she's not just a Florida person. She travels
Right.
all over the
She
country
She does.
for Cream of Nature with her models and educating women on how to keep their natural hair and make it look and work for them. And I think one of the things that we
Right.
spoke about even Kira before is that, and even in your case, we have natural hair and we think that we're going to just go out there and we're going to rock this afro. We don't need
Right.
anything else. But we need to know what type of product to use. We need to know how to make it look attractive.
Attractive.
Just
Correct.
because you're natural, it does not mean that the afro is going to be the essential of your beauty.
Right.
Things need work. It doesn't mean because you're naturally pretty that you don't need to put a little lipstick on
Correct.
or put some eyelashes on.
Right.
Or in my case, my eyebrows never came back. So I try
Right.
to color them in every morning and every day.
Right.
So I think that that's a great thing as well. So we have this event at the Glass Factory
Correct.
this Saturday, September 7th.
September 7th.
Is
Yes.
there anything else that you would want people to know about the event?
Well, we will have vendors. The food trucks also will be out there.
They'll be outside.
We have alcohol. We will be selling alcohol beverages there.
Okay.
It's a kid-friendly event, so we're gonna keep it cute. But we will
It's kid
have
friendly, but you can take your drink and put
Right.
it in your mommy thermal.
Right.
Yeah.
And our VIP, we're gonna have goodie bags for them, food in the area for the VIP, so they'll be able to relax in that area. Be close to the stage, so they'll be there for the entertainment, the fashion show.
I like
Yes.
that. Every time you go to an event, why do you walk in and all of a sudden you're hungry?
Right.
What do you want people to leave with from this event? What do you want them to take back with you?
What I want
With
people
them.
to take with them is that it's okay, and that they can to love themselves. It's self-care.
Mm-hmm.
It's a self-care event, and that it's okay to wear your natural hair. It's okay to pamper yourself. For men, and not people judge them because they're getting facials and getting pedicures and manicures and different things, and just being around like-minded people and seeing the different textures of hair from all cultures. So it just won't be African Americans there. It'll be different cultures there with different textures of hair.
And all cultures even have thick
they
hair
have
too.
natural hair.
You
So
just,
it's going to be an amazing event, and with the kids being there, so no one can have an excuse. I can't make it because the kids.
So there's a
can't
kid
come.
zone. There's a kid friendly area.
Yes, it's a kid friendly area, and just a whole day of fun activities. Is from 12p to 7. So we have itinerary. So we have the lineup schedule of everything will be posted on High Heels Big Hair page tomorrow.
Okay.
So people can come in if they want to stay all day for different sections of the event. If they want to come for the fashion show starts at 3:45, and so it'll go on from 12 all the way through 7.
I don't know. This is giving me vibes like because you're a power chick, so you could probably make this happen.
Right.
The vibes are like take out my braids, and just maybe wash my hair and just come with the afro, and then get someone to maybe get some color and get a new style or
Right.
curl going, because well, that's supporting you.
Yes.
But at the same time, I would love to get a nice before and after while I'm there of
Right.
what I walk in, and my words of doing natural hair,
Yes.
and then what I walked out after the education piece,
Right.
after knowing the right colors, after knowing the right products,
Yes.
what that looks like for people. One of the other questions I had for you, I know I have this discussion with everyone that's a fashionista. Remember this, Kara. So you get this call at the last minute.
Okay.
You have 24 hours. You are invited to the inaugural event with our first female African American president.
Okay.
What does Kayla Mills wear? I want the color, I want the shoes, I want the jewelry, I want the hair. What are you wearing?
I would just keep it simple. Nice pair of studs, a nice dress. I wouldn't do a gown.
Okay. Mid-length.
Mid-length, a pair of heels, and a nice clutch.
And a nice clutch.
And you just keep it simple and classy.
No statement piece?
No. The clutch might be the statement piece.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
And no jewelry.
No jewelry?
No jewelry other
just the
than
studs.
the studs. That's it.
Okay, well, we heard that from Kayla Mills.
Yeah, we're going to keep it classy.
Keep it classy. I like that. I can't say that that's how I would go. Kira, what about you? I didn't ask you that question. Inaugural, you're invited. We have 24 hours for you and I to figure out what we're wearing and get on the road, because the flight's going to be too much at the last minute. 24 hours is
and
too much.
That's why I said 24 hours, because that's simple.
That's simple.
Yes. It's simple and cute and classy. You know, I have to put a whole lot of thought in it.
Kira, what are you wearing? We can't hear you, Kira. There you go. Okay. Gotcha. We know you are. Fragrance. Is your fragrance an oil or perfume? Okay. Because you know that one hug, you want them to remember, oh my God, she smelled good. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. The bangles and the oil.
That's cute.
That's like your 007 magic. You know, she had the bangles in the oil. She smelled like someone that was at the Mart 125. That's her. That's her.
Okay. So what are you wearing?
What am I wearing? I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna be simple. And I don't, I want to be classy. At least I'm gonna have classy meets Beyonce.
Okay.
I'm gonna be Showtime. I'm gonna look like I walked in to perform. So it's definitely going to be it's gonna a bit of Jackie O. So it could be a pencil skirt. Okay. It could be a bow, but the bow is gonna be like bigger than the dress. Definitely some feather and some sequins somewhere. I probably won't do the clutch. I'll probably do like a YSL, simple one of my bags. Okay. Something definitely overlaying the different chains. Like I love gold hardware. Okay. So even with my YSL, I mix in my Louis Vuitton chain bag. Okay. Because I like to be over the top. Definitely a perfume, probably one of my Bonds. My Bond NYC. Could be Manhattan, could be Harlem. Because I love the smells that you have there. The pearls. I will definitely do the pearl studs. I won't rock the diamond. Right. Presidential Rolex, because I want them to know what time it is. Oh. And that's it. And they'll remember me, because when I walk away, she's going to say, "What the hell does she just have on?" Right. And I want Mrs. President to be like Miss President to say, right, maybe she's underdressed. Oh wow. Okay. So that's me all day. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to take my little hors d'oeuvres and have my caviar with my little bit of eggs and red onion. And I'm going to have my mint in the other hand for who I meet. And I'm going to definitely I'm going to be the statement piece. Some of you are going to wear the statement piece. I'm going to be the statement
Mhm.
piece at the White House that day.
Okay.
We
It's gonna
definitely
be
are.
nice.
But not the feathers that I wore that time at Whispers,
Oh my God.
where it looked like a bird had just shed totally through the entire club.
Yes.
And the owner was like, did somebody have an animal in here?
Right. That was a.
I
We
threw
had a
that
good
coat away,
night.
just so
We
you
had
know.
a good
I
night.
mean, it was a good night,
It
and
was
I
a good
looked,
night.
I
It
looked
was a
good
good night.
until I started shedding. So I'm not
Right.
going to wear anything that's going to shed.
Okay, great.
And it is cold then, isn't it?
It was, yes.
Oh,
It was real. It was cold. I
say
think,
no more.
yeah.
Say no more. My
November,
fox style.
December.
That's it.
December.
I love the cold weather being a New Yorker.
Okay.
What is your favorite season for dressing? Being you're a fashionista, you dress people all the time, and you know that's what you do for a living.
Well, I don't have a favorite season for dressing people,
Okay.
but
What about yourself?
For myself, maybe the summertime.
The summertime,
Yes,
really?
because it's easier for me. I don't have on anything half of the time.
So
during
she
the
likes to
summer,
be
so-
naked, everybody. I hope she wears clothes Saturday.
I might. I don't know.
She might not.
Yeah, I might feel good about myself. So.
Okay. And so there's no favorite season for you. She'll be fly. She'll definitely be fly.
So no, it's no season. I have an eye for fashion, any season. So you can come to me and say, "Hey, Kayla, I need this for the summer, the winter, the fall."
So what are the
spring."
fall colors that you're promoting online?
The fall colors this year, it's the mustard color and the deep purple.
Mustard and deep purple. Hope you're
Mhm.
listening.
Yes.
Yes. I love it.
And they have a little burnt orange out there.
Listen, I'm a fan of burnt orange all day.
Yeah.
All day.
So those are the colors.
Those are the colors.
Those are the
So I'm sorry, Kira.
colors.
Oh, Kari, you have a nice night, young man. He's quite a looker too, you know.
Right.
Oh, I'll see him on here. Hey, very handsome son.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because he has the
That'd be
natural. He
nice.
has the natural. He could have been a model for this.
Yes.
So definitely we want him to come through. We definitely want that.
Right.
So high heels, big hair.
Big hair.
Hopefully my big hair. Hint. September 7th at the Glass Factory. You can still get tickets on Eventbrite.
Right.
What else do they need to know before we wrap up?
And just come comfortable. High heels, big hair. That's just the theme. That I
So we don't
came
have to
up
wear
with.
high
No,
heels.
you don't have to wear high
I have
heels.
bad knees.
Right.
And still
And
too much
so-
booty to carry that weight.
Yes. Come comfortable.
Okay.
Glass Factory is a big place. The floors are the original concrete floors.
So are they slippery? Have they been like
not-
that?
they're
Okay, they're
not.
not. Okay. Okay.
And so, and some of the ladies probably would still come with their heels and big hair. I'm excited. I want to see it all.
Now, do you want us to dress in the fall colors or just wear our t-shirts?
Either or.
Either or.
However,
Okay.
You know, how you're feeling.
Because
that day, if you
that's a
wanna
great
come in
place
with
to
your t-
actually, for everyone to kind of break out their new fall
Right.
ensemble,
Right.
you know?
So we're going to have some fashion in there.
Okay.
And I'm excited to
Well,
see
that's
the
all.
different-
That's all she had to
Yes.
say.
And see the different textures of
We love it.
hair.
We love it.
And see the big hair and everything, the locks, dreadlocks. So it's not just a curl fest. It's the curl fest is to embrace your natural curl of your hair. But the dread, we're gonna have women there with dreadlocks,
And men, I'm
sister
sure
locks,
too.
and men with
Okay.
dreadlocks, and children.
And maybe they'll show them now. Hopefully, they'll be telling them the proper way to dress and treat
Right.
your dreads.
Right, they are.
Because I've
Someone
seen
will be there,
some
so
that
the
are going
stylist will
every
be
which
there.
way,
Mhm.
and I've seen some that have like little pieces of hair sticking off. My son has dreads, my youngest,
Right.
and he says, "Well, this is the style, but you wouldn't know that." So I'm like,
Right.
"Okay, so I don't know."
And what I love about some of the stylists that's gonna be there, they'll be able to educate women on when you go natural. Don't mean that you stop going to get your hair treated. You still
Okay.
have to get your ends clipped so that your hair can grow. You still got to put moisturizer in your hair. And actually, the expense for natural hair is a little more
I definitely know. That's why I use a
expensive than it
protective
is with
look.
getting the perm. So,
Yeah.
and they're gonna talk about that
Okay.
as well.
Okay, and that's a good thing to know because we still have a very small percentage of women that are still relaxing their hair, but
Right.
we do know that relaxing chemicals, the original chemicals, had led to a lot of, especially African American women having cancer.
Correct.
And so they've come up with other means to kind of relax your hair that are with natural products. So I'm curious really to see that as well.
And what I love about Pat, what she's going to be doing, she's having breast cancer survivors there. And so they're going to tell their story about the texture of their hair before it started to come out and the way it grew in. So a lot of the women had different textures of hair, before and after the chemo. So they're gonna discuss that as well.
And that's good because I cannot get my original hair texture back after my hair started growing back. It was beautiful.
Right.
But then of course I went to the Dominicans because they said, hey, you should get this, because my texture was so thick. It was just thick and curly. Right. And I never felt like it came back till its full potential. So I would love to know if that's even possible.
Right. And one of our takeaways is Janice Harris. She was a part of the first High Heels Big Hair brunch.
Okay. The news.
Yes. And she's a natural hair advocate. And so she'll be able to tell a story or two about her experience in the corporate field with having natural hair.
Well, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. High Heels Big Hair will be there. We want people to join us. Bring your family. It's family friendly. Get educated. I want to get educated again because I would love to go back into the workplace and be able to manage my hair at its natural state and find also an affordable product. So there's going to be a lot of products out there that you can try, that they can try on your hair, because you just may find out what the right one is. So we thank you, Kayla Mills, for coming on the show. Yes. And Kira, we will see everybody again next week. Maybe even do some lives from the show. High Heels Big Hair. Yes. But until then, please join us again next week for a new topic, a new show. Back with your two besties and your one hot topic.
And one other thing that I want to say before we leave is that Latanya with Know Your Worth Apparel will have children models at the fashion show that she's going to style. And all of the models are going to have natural hair, little boys and girls.
Let me know if she needs one. I have a little boy for her, and we don't know what to do with that hair.
So that's going to be awesome to see them embracing their natural hair.
Okay, awesome. So again.
So yes, we do have other vendors there with their food products, natural food products.
Natural food products.
Yes. Organic foods.
And these are samples that are given out?
They're giving out samples. Okay. And also the herbalists will be there.
Okay.
As well. And we have.
You said an herbalist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And we'll have boutique owners will be there as well with fashion. So
awesome. Hopefully they have some really good deals too. So you get your fall shopping on. You get the education piece on. Hopefully I'll get a new hairstyle on. Vendors, food, stories, celebrities. Everything's going to be there next Saturday. So we just hope that everyone is going to join us. We appreciate everybody's watching. We appreciate you being a guest. We'll see you all next week back on the BestTea Show. Until then, sip lots of tea, and I'm going to keep getting the tea for you as long as they keep dishing it out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. So, yeah. So we got to